track. Could potentially get up to 3 Gorgons attacking him. He only has 5 warding. They could theoretically do 9 damage. The shields reduce each to 2, so 2, 2, 2. Which could get through his shield, except he's walled. Anyways, I think walling would reduce damage by 1 actually, so it'd be 2, 2, 2. And I think the shield reduces the last one if it would be 6. I'm not sure if it reduces warded magic damage, but it definitely reduces what we get through warding. So, yeah. Nothing can touch him still, which is good. This is getting riskier. Where's Jevonlad? He's hidden so high I can't even find him. Alright. If he could deal with this stupid Bogmore. Unlikely, though. Shoot. Range and jump jaw is 1, 2, 3, 4 from his. Okay. Needs to get back here. Oof. Deal with these. Could foxfight or I can ambush somewhere where I don't think they'll ever go. So I could get a free shot later on the Bogmore. It's more convenient. Yeah, no, there's a non-negligible chance to come across him by accident here. In which case he'll be in trouble. Foxfight. Let's see. Trying to deal with these stupid Bogmores ASAP. this tree. So that Lysaur can shoot the bot more. There. So a bunch of trees and a fire. That's what it's interfused with. It's worth noting is open-minded. Oh, it scales with potency, not bonus damage. Yeah. It's 1 plus a third. Yep, so it's not like it was due to the fires. You just always interfuse with 5 things. Cool. Wait a second. Why is it not saying you can interfuse with an additional object? Oh. Furnace, tree. Yeah, I guess he doesn't with the fire. Just possibly stuff like maybe one of the Ragers reaching Lysaur back here. He's got lots of temporary hit points. Doesn't have Fox Fight like the Hunters. It's not Serpent Badass like Brenner. Alright. Could Wild Grasp. Nope, none of that. Much. Still a useful object to interfuse with. Blinding 1 row? I don't think so. So just bring the fire closer. All these Ragers. that Bogmore. Should be easy for Javelot to finish it off. This cat. Pretty sure Shadow Cat can be used from stealth, and it doesn't reveal. I forget, but right. 3 true Gorgons, 1's dying to poison, so 2 to mess with, and a Bogmore and a bunch of Ragers. The main thing about Ragers is just they're really fast moving, these stupid boars. I splinter bow. Nice, I could hit 2 of the Ragers. The true Gorgon. Of course, he loses soul splitting. Maybe worth it to reduce all the armor. I can go here. Gauge all the Ragers if I wish. Maybe the Gorgon to make sure the Splinterblast hits it, or I could just pin it. Gorgon, so it can't pin anyone. I'm missing. That. Engage the Rager as well. Everyone can just sit there and try and mess with them. Just 2 Bogmores and a row that aren't engaged with the Tomric there. Bogmore. Let's go here to avoid the other. You know what? Definitely taking down one of the Ragers versus... Especially because they could still trample terrain and trying to get to Tomric. Or 5 damage. There's Cat. Maybe. Loss of an obstacle. Funnel things. Well, also that the enemies can hide behind though. Yeah. Boom. Also allows Javelin more freedom of movement. Oh wait, this Bogmore will die due to poison. Just have to... Well, not immediately, it won't. Let's see how this goes. So, got an idea here. It's not that risky, actually, as long as the mechanics work the way I think they do. So, move. There. Say chance of establishing flanking on the row. Brenner's Cat. 50% odds. It's not, yeah, 88% of stabbing that. here to have some cover against the Bogmore if I miss it. Infuse with these rocks. Maybe. Yeah. Calcify. Stunt. That would have given an extra attack to Tanta. No stunt. Try and take this stupid Bogmore down. Nice. Total battlefield control. They can't do anything except attack the hero I want them to attack. The enemy does. Oh, this does remove hidden. A shame, but it guarantees they can hit it with his dagger, so yes please. Just shoot it. That's safer because you won't get splash damaged. Just blinding anything that hits him. Cool. Tomric. Weathering it all. Strike it with his wand, deal 5 damage. That's nuts. Why not? It even has a chance at water stun. So unsteady. Guaranteed hit on the Gorgon. Can't poison Tomric because Tomric has Store Plus. Darn it. I was hoping to kill that Rager, but I missed. Really? That's not a kill? Well, it's enough. Poison will finish the... Not quite, actually. Huh. Try again. Gorgon's as good as dead. The Wounded Ranger is as good as dead in this one. I like to deal 5 damage. This is a guaranteed hit. Even without flanking? That's weird. Is that a White Slur? feel like tempting fate in any way, shape, or form, and boom. Now it's just a matter of, do I want to kill something now or let it die of poison? There is an achievement for killing a certain number of enemies. This will destroy this. Eh. Let's do it. Yep, I wanted to confirm it doesn't try and do turmeric. It does not. Wanted the kills to go to Jevna because he's closer, I think, to achievement for killing a certain number of enemies than. It's irrelevant mostly, but it's a Steam achievement. It's just kind of cool. Alright. Almost an hour and a half here, so. Hardiness plus. Increase from 30% to extra 50% health. Also adds recovery rate and retirement age. That's powerful. Recovery rate helps if he actually takes any damage. Long reach isn't terrible, though. Makes his engage a little longer ranged. Local legend. That's the... I see that's a tier 2. I think it was a tier 2. Like 0. Or is that the tier 1? It doesn't matter, I guess. Too much. Yeah, I mean, long reach isn't terrible. But hardiness plus will make, him even better as a tank, so I'm just gonna do this. Now see. Tomric hasn't kicked in yet, clearly. Won't until after the fight. Brenner can become a bard. Or open-minded plus. Withdraw becomes a free action. Interfuse range increased. Yeah. Ability to pin enemies. It's not terrible. This gave extra interfuses. Might be nice. Of course, this doesn't work on indoors arches plus. Drop becomes a free action. That's pretty nice. Alright. I already know the chapter under for chapter 5 here is actually going to be indoors. The arches will be useless there. It's got a real long range bow. If he can interfuse with something, he doesn't really need the long reach. I mean, it makes the magic attacks might be longer ranged from the interfused objects, but yeah, I don't really like any of these very much. I might be underestimating Bard. Stunt chance to the whole party. It's not terrible. I think the ability to keep either him further back with open-minded or to move forward with the words where necessary is probably more useful. Positioning. Positioning may not seem that important, but it's often better than just raw attack power. Yeah, I do stuff as a formation fighter. If you keep good formations, it's much better. That even if your heroes are individually weaker, they work as a team. Screw that individual heroism stuff. An army works, eats, sleeps, fights, and dies as a team. I think that was Pan who said that. And he was correct. Pan is an underrated general in World War II. People think of MacArthur so brilliant. He was not. But Pan was. He had a temper on him, for sure. But he got where he was more on merit also. MacArthur was, his father was politically connected and was general or something. He was in the military, so he used his father's connections to get where he got. And he was actually incompetent and took credit for other people's good ideas very often. Anyways, ambush interrupts any enemy movement. Ooh, that could be nice. I'm trying to stop the tanks from getting overwhelmed. Or hobbling for 2 turns, which reduces. Doesn't have to use ambush to do that. Crippling strikes isn't bad. Ambush isn't bad, but I might want to keep that in my back pocket to take that as an upgrade later, because it'll usually be available. I really like Flash Cone, though. Crippling strikes would be better if I could put my hunters further forward, but usually they're behind the tanks, so they can't hit the enemies that I want to stop from reaching the tanks without exposing themselves to danger. Flash Cone can be used to hide characters, though. Ooh, Sojourner. The staff is a traveler, perhaps first held by one who sent on its way to roam the fabric of 19 stories and lives. 19 stories? In the palm, it eases the path of its wielder and begs for the road. It's a staff that grants the ability to walk through scenery. It's a tier 3 artifact staff. Well, I could salvage it for 2 ingots if I wanted. Yuna. Oh yeah, she's one I recruited. That's right. She has rogue. Not amazing hunter, but I'll train her up. There we give it to the hunter, so the hunter could walk through scenery, attack from unexpected directions, but it's obviously more useful on a mage. Personalized Sir's Wand. You can lose some warding. 9 not such a big deal with his soul splitting usually. May just gain even more warding as they level up. Just does extra damage on stun. Oh. Might be slightly better than the tier 3 wand. Slightly is the key word. Brenner not so much because he's more of a front line. Tanky Mystic, he doesn't, I'm not relying on moving unexpected directions. I'm just relying on him staying at the front, taking hits because he's Earth Scribe. There's times where I really need I'm not a huge fan of staffs for mystics. I'm really not. I prefer wands. More warding can be used with an offhand, such as a shield. Now, if you're gonna... Oh yeah, and staffs can't be used at all if you end up transforming their offhand for some reason on the mystic. Most transforms don't make a ton of sense, but I think if you can get one of them Sylvan, they can still invigorate, and they actually have very high potency. And you notice Gemma doesn't even show up because he's not a valid target for this item. I hate doing this, but I'm just gonna salvage Sojourner. I do not think I want any of my current heroes. For certain builds and warriors, it could be useful, but I'll just take the ingots, I think. Got a ton of chapters in, but I actually do have a lot of things to spend them on. Salvage. It's a valuable artifact. I have very well equipped party. Some of you are gonna hate me. You'll be like, no, you shouldn't have. In terms of DPS, the water wand is much better for Leisler because he can stun and attack again. Swan Scepter allows him to interfuse up much more quickly to make use of a soul splitting. So he's not a liability and can move further forward without having to be at risk. Brenner's already got an artifact bow and a wand. Higher DPS. Ability to attack at great range when enemies are not near the interfused objects, and eventually I might give them Vigor Flow. One combination that might not seem great, but Earth Scribe, Vigor Flow, Open-Minded, Soul Splitting. Earth Scribe and Soul Splitting synergize to a certain extent in terms of making a Mystic extremely hard to kill. You don't want just a little extra survival, you want a lot if you're going to put them up in danger. And one gives temporary hit points, the other prevents the temporary hit points from even being damaged in the first place. Vigor Flow works against those by chewing up the terrain, it's true, but only on melee or ranged attacks. It doesn't interact at all with magical attacks, if I'm not mistaken. So most time he won't be chewing that terrain with Vigor Flow, and when he needs to with his bow, he can do really high burst damage on a single enemy because he's already interfused with a ton of things. Yeah, people say they work against each other, but that's if you're having the Mystic use the Vigor Flow all the time. If you have like an Earthscribe Mystic, they're probably tanking more and attacking with magical stuff. You're going for survivability, and they're probably like giving rock shields to characters and moving to be in the right position to tank hits and block enemies, but not get overwhelmed. Yeah, you're not going to be Vigor Flow attacking that often, so the terrain is actually not that big a concern. The characters tanky can get in positions they can deal more damage and get good line of sights with Vigor Flow. I like the combination anyways. I had Ambrenner before, but he couldn't save Earthscribe and Vigor Flow, and I prefer Earthscribe to Vigor Flow. Though not by much. Vigor Flow can really help with taking down really high health enemies. And Mystics aren't the tanks of the party. That's the job of the warriors. Well, I think with the armor and skins DLC, there is a higher armor mage outfit, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Then Heather Drab? Maybe not. Anyhow. Alright. Brenner's got a opportunity quest, but I'm exhausted. And, narrating and stuff, it's too much. And this is already an hour, 43-minute video. I should almost cut it in half. Maybe I should. Maybe I will. So, folks, YouTube, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care of each other. Be kind to yourselves, and may you always find a guiding star to lead you home. Until next time, this is Northstar. I do. Best of luck to you all.